Good morning, everyone. Did you all have a good pancake breakfast? I'm so full. Thank you to Junior YBA. They always do such a great job with this pancake breakfast every year. Happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there tonight or today. Happy Mother's Day to all the past and present mothers. We think of you every day, and without them, we wouldn't be here today. I'm grateful that I still have my own mother. She's here today, Mrs. Fumiko Jinkawa. Can you please stand? I don't think she wants to stand up. So is everyone familiar with the term tiger mom? Maybe you're a tiger mom yourself. I think I know a couple moms here that are probably tiger moms. Junior YBA kids, are your mom tiger moms? So I'm going to explain to you what a tiger mom is. But first, let me tell you why I'm talking about tiger moms today. So, 15 years ago, when my daughter Catherine was 5 years old, and she's here today, and she's kind of cringing. She didn't know I was going to talk about her today. So my daughter, when she was 5 years old, she had her first opportunity to play basketball here at OCBC. And when she had the opportunity, of course, I jumped all over it. I grew up in Monterey Park. I myself played basketball as a kid all the way through high school. So I grew up in Monterey Park. I played for Shore High School in Montebello. And being a Japanese American girl, growing up in Southern California, you might say that it was almost required that you play basketball. How many of you played basketball or played basketball growing up? So my first basketball team was the Wanjets from Nishi. That's the LA Betsuin in Little Tokyo. And the first jersey number that I picked was number 10 because of Norm Nixon from the Lakers. He was a small point guard, just like I was. So needless to say, I was eager for my daughter to strap on her basketball shoes and follow in my footsteps. Catherine, stop cringing. Catherine started playing first with the summer Chibiko program here at OCBC, so I'm sure a lot of the kids here played Chibiko. Her team, the OCBC Wasabi Warriorettes, played from second grade all the way through high school. And I think it's a little unusual that their team stayed together that long. So when Catherine started high school, I gently encouraged her to play high school basketball. But actually, in my mind, there was no way she wasn't not going to play basketball. So, Catherine went to Troy High School, which was known at the time to have a great girls basketball program. Their varsity team was very, very competitive. They were a CIF Division I team, and at one point, they were even the #1 girls high school team in Orange County. Many girls go on to play college basketball. They even had one graduate that played for the LA Sparks of the WNBA. So here's where the term tiger mom comes in. So the term tiger mom became popular about 15 years ago when a Yale Law School professor, her name was Amy Chua, published a book called The Battle Hymn of the Tiger Mother. So it was very popular at the time. It became the New York Times bestseller. I remember seeing a Time magazine article about it. There was a Wall Street Journal article about her. So it was very, very popular. So what is a tiger mom? A tiger mom is a strict, demanding mother who pushes her children to attain high levels of academic and extracurricular success. Amy Chua says a tiger mom believes that 1, schoolwork comes first, 2, an A minus is a bad grade. 3, your children must be 2 years ahead of their classmates in math. How many of your kids go to Kumon after school? 3, the only activities your children should be permitted to do are those in which they can actually and eventually win a medal. And 4, that medal must be gold. So Catherine is a decent basketball player, but she definitely was not going to play as a college recruit, let alone the WNBA. And that in no way stops me from getting carried away when cheering for her on the sidelines. So I've been told that my voice is very clear, very strong, with a nice tone that carries. But my OCBC Wasabi parents will know that is just code for being super loud. So my common phrases are box out, rebound, defense, anticipate, along with nice shot, good job, woohoo! So at Troy High School, she played on the Fresh Soft team as a freshman, then the JV team during her sophomore and junior year. She played very well on the JV team and was the only senior that moved up to varsity that year. So her JV coach told her that if she plays hard in the summer, she could definitely have a role on the varsity team. When the summer season rolled around, I found out there's 2 new recruits on the varsity team. They're transfers from private schools, and they're really, really good. In the summer, the 2 new recruits almost play the entire game. Catherine is usually on the bench and gets very little playing time. If you know Catherine, she's a very shy, polite girl. Ever since she was little, whenever the teacher tells the kids to line up, she's always the last person in line because she lets everyone go ahead of her. When they have a basketball huddle, she's always on the outside of the circle. She's a quiet observer. That's just her. She drives me nuts. As a parent, you want your kid to be seen. You want your kid to have the best opportunity. You want to show the world just how great your kid is. But during those summer games, after their huddles, she was always the last person to sit down on the bench, all the way at the end, furthest from the coach. So after a couple of games, I told her, Catherine, you have to sit closer to the coach so that he can see you and put you in the game. You can't sit all the way at the end. So even during the games, I'm constantly motioning to her. Move closer to the coach. But she kept insisting, it's fine. It doesn't matter where I sit. He can still see me. So after several back and forths of this argument, and now running out of patience, I said, well, it's not fun for me not seeing you play. And then she said this to me verbatim. She said, let go of your selfish desire. So my jaw just dropped. How do you respond to that? Let go of your selfish desire. End of conversation. So, let go of your selfish desires. So this phrase often creeps into my consciousness. Soon, Obon season will be here. I know Dharma school teachers are already thinking about the Obon dances this year. Last summer, when I was researching the origins of Obon, I was reminded again about selfish desires. Many of us are familiar with the story of Moggallana, a disciple of the Buddha, who had special powers to see where his mother had gone after death. So he found that she was suffering in the realm of the hungry ghost, where every time she tried to eat, the food would turn to flames. Buddha told Moggallana that to ease his mother's suffering, you must provide food to the monks as they return from their annual seclusion, which coincides with the Obon season in the summer. So once Moggallana provided food to the monks as an act of selfless giving, he saw that his mother was released from the realm of the hungry ghost. Then he danced with joy, and that's where the origin of Obon dancing began. Dancing with joy. But why was Moggallana's mother in the realm of the hungry ghost to begin with? So one version of the tale says that Moggallana didn't understand why his mother was in such a place, since he knew her as a loving and devoted mother. She indeed was a loving and devoted mother to Moggallana, but to the exclusion of everyone and everything else. Because of this blind selfishness, she fell into the hell of the hungry ghost. So during Catherine's senior year on the varsity team, I had to let go of my blind selfishness. I had to let go of my selfish desires. I learned to cheer on the entire team, not just my daughter. And in any team sport, you have to play together as a team. Each member of the team contributes what they can, and then they all excel together. So isn't that a great metaphor for life and Buddhism? We all have to work together for the common goal. So in basketball, we have the common goal of winning a game, but it's much more than that. It's also about teamwork, it's about community, and it's about support. In Shin Buddhism, we have the common goal of peace and happiness for everyone. So in her book, Amy Chua said, "This is a story about a mother, 2 daughters, and 2 dogs. This was supposed to be a story of how Chinese parents are better at raising their Western ones, but instead, it's about a bitter clash of cultures, a fleeting taste of glory, and how I was humbled by a 13-year-old. So this morning, the title of my Dharma talk was Lessons from a Tiger Mom. Perhaps many of you thought that I was the tiger mom, and I was going to give you advice on how to raise your kids. But instead, it's about my then 17-year-old daughter who humbled me into showing me how selfish I am and how my selfish ego is always causing me frustration and suffering. I often think of my kids as bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas are Dharma teachers, and bodhisattvas are everywhere. They're often thought of as great Buddhist teachers, such as ministers or scholars, but to me, they're everywhere, including my daughter, Catherine. I often think she has a wise old soul. She's very content in life. She doesn't have many wants and needs. She's calm and doesn't really get rattled. This not quite tiger mom often wonders who's the parent here. So thank you so much. That's the end of my Dharma talk. Happy Mother's Day again to all of you mothers out there. So please join me in Gasho. Nam Mommy Dotes. Nam Mommy Dotes. Nam Mommy Dotes. Oh, and Travis, don't worry. I'll have a Dharma talk about you too in the future.